shocking twist in the disappearance of Natalee Holloway in Aruba happened when the #1 suspect, Joran Van Der Sloot, confessed that he sold her into sex slavery. Now, he did this in an interview with the terrific Greta Van Susteren, and she's here to tell us what he had to say and if she believes him. Greta, of course, is the host of On the Record, and we are on the record. Welcome.
Nice to see you, Barbara.
Nice to see you.
And the rest of you. And I just want to say one thing. That gingerbread contest, we're having the same contest tonight on the Record. Expensive automobiles people can send in, and also expensive wine for us to try.
And you pick them all.
We pick them all, yes.
Yeah.
Wine.
Yeah, well...
You see, I have all those things.
Yes.
I couldn't find good gingerbread.
Will you bring us back to earth, please?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will.
No, but seriously, though, I mean, this is amazing, what he has told you. The first time that you talked to him, or the first time he supposedly confessed, he said that she had died and he, put her in the water?
First he said it was the two black guys who did it. Yeah. That was the first story. That was back in May and June of '05. Then later he said that he knew nothing. Then he said that he left her on the beach. Yeah. Then he said that she accidentally died and that he then got rid of the body. And now the most recent one is
he sold her into sex slavery for $10,000.
Right. Well, and he got cheated out of $400.
Yeah, he wanted the $400 back. And then we actually have the clip of him telling you this, so we're going to roll that right now. Take a look.
Tell me what happened.
Then I got out, stepped out of the car, she was with me, went to the beach with her, and we were just making out, we never did anything else. And then at first I didn't see anyone there, I didn't know anything, and I was like, okay, whatever, it's not gonna happen. Then I saw a guy, and he came, and he just handed me a bag, grabbed the girl by the arm, and he went to the boat that he had in the water.
Well, that's...
So what he'd said, he'd met this guy before. I mean, I watched a show, and he said he wanted a blonde girl. So he said, here, you got a blonde girl. Now, is there any proof to this? Did he tell other people? I mean, is this just one more...
And like 3 years later.
Yeah. But this is what is so infuriating, is that we have pieces of information that any prosecutor, any decent prosecutor would seek either to prove or disprove, but Aruba won't. The prosecutor won't. Simply says it didn't happen. But what's so curious about this, you have to pay attention to this, is that only a 90-minute opportunity to murder and get rid of her, if that's in fact what he did. I used to do criminal defense work. It's really hard, even if you're a pro, to murder someone, leave no forensic clues, and get rid of the body in 90 minutes. Trafficking, I don't know if it happened here, but I'll tell you, they should at least consider it, and they won't.
They're not?
They won't.
Do you believe this?
I don't believe it or disbelieve it, but I know one thing is that I certainly wouldn't look the other way. I know from talking to the State Department, there's an ambassador at the State Department assigned to only trafficking, and between 800,000 and a million women and children across state borders, cross country borders, every year are trafficked. And this is a corridor where it happens. Did it happen here? I don't know, but we have the ability to prove or disprove. We have the information. If the prosecutor would.
Are they shying away from this trafficking because, they're worried about tourism, they're worried about the idea, how it would cast?
That, of course, is my suspicion, but we had a member of the Dutch Parliament on the other night, and his words, not mine, was, when I asked him, what do you think of Aruba, he said, Aruba is corrupt as hell. Those were his words. And that's a member of the Dutch Parliament, and this is part of the Dutch kingdom.
When you were interviewing Joran, you were very hard on him when you were asking him the questions, and many times he threatened to leave the interview. Let's watch a clip of this.
You know something, Greta, though? I don't really want to do this, actually. I don't. This is not actually what we agreed on.
Well, Joran, you can't... look, if I came halfway across the world, I came halfway across the world because you told me in conversations that you want this investigated. If you're going to bolt on me, I don't believe it. I want the truth only.
Yeah, I understand.
Why won't you tell us the truth?
Because the truth hurts.
Oh, I understand that. That I get, okay? Yeah. That I get. Sit down a second. Sit down.
I'm going to tell someone that I'm myself. But we can take a break now. At least take a break for a second.
Greta, how could you not just be infuriated by his attitude?
Well, I was infuriated, but you have to also understand is that I hadn't slept in 36 hours either. Yeah. It's like, we literally left Friday for Bangkok, and we were back Monday morning.
Okay, you have this confession from him. He says that he's told his other people, he's told his father. Then he emails you and says, guess what? I was lying.
Well, that's the curious thing.
Where is it?
Well, he told us this story. He'd actually told me on the phone many times leading up to it, and I was seeking corroboration. That's why I was there. He'd given us a chip where he had taped his father in January, where his father had made mention about selling it, saying that it's a crime to sell women or something, and we were seeking corroboration. We went there to ask him about the chip, and so he was going to give us the background information. What happened is, after we left him, we then headed to the Bangkok airport. We had about 10 hours to kill, and about 8 hours later, he sends us an email saying it was all a lie. Now, here's what he did. He left the interview and got on a bus and headed back to Cambodia, where he was then staying. And here are your two choices. Either all of a sudden he thought, oh, that was a terrible thing to lie to Greta Van Susteren. I feel so bad. I suddenly am a good person, honest person. I'll tell her the truth now that was all a lie. That's one option. Option number two is he got on the bus and he thought, whoa, I shouldn't have thrown my father under the bus. You know, I've gotten my father into it. I've talked about the corruption in the police force. I've done all these things. Now I'm in trouble. I need to stop it. Those are your two options.
Why isn't he in jail? How come he's still walking around?
Because Aruba will not investigate this. You have no idea. I mean, if you talk to Beth Holloway, and she's been on this show, is that, you know, all she wants is an investigation. Any parent of a missing child just wants information, and they simply won't. What they're saying now is that this latest version of events that Joran has given, maybe it's a lie, but at least look at it. They won't even bother to look at it. They won't bother.
Where do you go from here?
Well, we're putting pressure. Actually, this member of the Dutch Parliament is going to Aruba. I just found out this morning he's going January 2nd. He's going to go and he's going to raise hell and hopefully get someone to do something. It really takes Holland to sort of step in and say to this country, this part of their kingdom, is investigate it.
Well, you've been the chief investigator, and you're still in the case, and, you know, I can only think of Natalee's mother and what she's going through.
Here's the
real fast. We're live.
That after that conversation, he was taped. I mean, we'll do it for another day.
You'll come back and we'll do another day, but you can catch more of this on The Record with Greta Van Susteren. It's weeknights on Fox News, and you'll come back and tell us more. This story isn't going away. We'll be right back.